going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I hope I'm in frame. I can't really see the viewfinder. I gotta fold this laundry and I gotta talk to you guys about what it's like working two jobs and having a small business and making YouTube content while living alone in New York City. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's a choice that I made. And I gotta remind myself that it's a choice. No one's forcing me to do this. No one's pointing a, weapon to my head. No one's pointing a water gun without the water to my head and telling me, you gotta work two jobs and you gotta build up a small business and you gotta make YouTube content. Oh, multiple pages, by the way. Yes, I have 3 YouTube channels. But that's a choice that I made in the pursuit of freedom and in the pursuit of self-expression and in the pursuit of doing something that I love in this life, in the pursuit of making this life worthwhile and not just kind of floating by, letting time pass me by and just drifting, just going with the flow. No, I don't want to go with the flow. Excuse me, I'm still sick, so I might be coughing here or there. Honestly, I have not been taking care of myself health-wise in the best way. I started a new job recently and I've been putting in a lot of hours just trying to make a good impression, and it is a dream job for me. So that, that put even more of a battery in my back to like really give it my all and really make a good impression. And I kind of did that at the expense of my health a little bit. I stayed up, many nights this month. I did not, I didn't eat the best this month. I was maybe stressed out about the job and about bills more than I really needed to be. You know what I mean? It's okay to be concerned and it's okay to plan and allocate resources, but just like the needless stressing is not productive, and it doesn't have any net positive. It's only a negative at a point, as far as like stressing about things that quite frankly aren't even in your control, right? Stressing about things that weren't even exactly in my control. I started editing videos for a YouTuber who, does a lot of numbers on a monthly basis. And, I would be stressing, I've been stressing about like, will the videos I edit, will they go viral? You know what I mean? Will they hit? Will they do numbers too? And I'm the new guy, so I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to maintain. I'm trying to like really like show all, really go all out and show and really show out. And though you can't really always control those things. There's certain like metrics, there's certain like indicators that kind of can hint to what a video is gonna do, but it's and they did well. A bunch of them did really well, a bunch of them did really well. Some of them I didn't even expect to even do any numbers, did really well. And I really enjoyed just having my work be appreciated, you know, in that capacity. Um, some of the videos did too. I think I had like 2 videos that hit over, no, 3 videos that did over like 200,000 views, which, that's a lot of views on YouTube. You know what I mean? That's a lot of views. I had some 100K, I had some 50K. But there's no need to really like stress over that. And yeah, it definitely put a damper on my health. But that was an exception. This was an exceptionally busy month, and I'm happy that I was able to kind of do that trial by fire so early on. And it put me to the test, man. It really put me to the test, to the point where I'm having to manage a lot of different things. My other job, right? My other job, managing social media accounts, that was a new job too, and a lot of stress in that capacity. I've been on social media for a while, so that's not exactly new, but just working with a new team, new people, new personalities, it's a balancing act that requires energy, and it needs to be approached in a kind of tactful manner, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You're dealing with a lot of new people, a lot of new personalities, sometimes clashing personalities, and it's like, you're in the middle, and you got to kind of navigate with intent and with good intent, right? So it really takes some purifying of your intention when you kind of go into like a new environment with new people who who is new for everybody, right? I'm new to them. So and then running a small business, I'm not exactly the most experienced businessman. You know what I'm saying? I really just started last year, and so I'm figuring it out as I go. I'm reading books. You know what I'm saying? This book I've been finding really, really helpful. It's called Building a Story Brand. I'm still getting through it. I'm about halfway in. And this book has just really changed my entire outlook on business. I highly recommend it. If you're a new up and coming businessman, this book taught me and is teaching me that as a businessman, I'm not the main character. I'm not the hero of the story. This book is teaching me that my client, my customer is the hero, and I'm the help. They're Batman, right? And I'm you guys are Batman, and I'm not Jarvis, but I think Jarvis is the butler. Alfred. You're Batman, I'm Alfred. You know what I mean? I'm here when you need me to assist you and kind of help you along your journey, and along I'm kind of in your ear along with you on your missions, right? Whenever you need me. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that this book has taught me, and it really just changed my entire frame of view on business to one that kind of aligns with me a lot more. You know what I mean? Because I always like the idea of service and of providing value versus taking, trying to just maximize my benefit. You know what I mean? In fact, I've always resonated with giving and maximizing the person I'm engaging with benefit, and almost to a fault in a sense. And so there's a balance to be struck there. You know what I mean? Because you do have people in this world who are givers, and then you got people who are takers. And you want to try to find a balance between that. You don't want to be on either extreme of of that sort of you know, that dynamic. So super powerful book, highly recommend it. And yeah, just kind of walks you through 7 elements of storytelling that you can frame your business around. Excuse me. So it's been quite a month. It's been quite a month. A lot of new things, a lot of new opportunities. I met a lot of great people, a lot of successful people. And you know, that's the company that I really want to keep. You know, I really want to be putting myself. They say excuse me. They say your closest friends make up who you are, right? Your closest 3 or 5 friends, I've heard it differently, make up who you are. So, you know, I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've been given this month. You know, in the beginning of this year, I should say, I was in a very different position. I had a lot fewer connections. I had a lot fewer opportunities in the beginning of this year. Different opportunities, different connections, and I feel like I'm moving towards a more prosperous, a more peaceful, a more positive space in my life and with the people I surround myself with and with my circumstances. You know what I mean? And this month of December has just been it's just been like a storm. It's just been like a tornado of just different things. You know, a lot of opportunity. And it seems like this story has played out in my life several times. You know, I get a lot of opportunity. I get a lot of, you know, opportunity, and then with that comes a lot of challenges, a lot of new struggles, right? And so this month has been, you know, that has played out along those lines where I've gotten, you know, I don't think I've ever worked 2 jobs in my life. I'm working 2 jobs and I have a small business. And so with all of this responsibility, with all of this opportunity, right, is how I'm framing it now, because it is an opportunity. You know what I mean? It is an opportunity. I could have nothing going on, but instead I have something going on, right? I have several things going on. You know what I mean? I could have nothing going on and just be like, man, what do I do with all my time? But instead I have several things going on where I can fill up my schedule, you know, and then I have family, then I have friends, you know, then I have a girlfriend, you know what I mean? So it's a lot on my plate, and I think it feels like a lot is expected of me, and I expect a lot from myself at the same time. And I want to take this opportunity to step up to the plate and kind of step up to some of the challenges that I've kind of been faced with for a lot of, you know, for a larger part of my life. You know, can I overcome my financial struggles? Can I overcome you know, commitment issues? Can I overcome you know, myself being my own biggest critic? Like, can I you know, can I be more of a friend to myself versus like a, you know, overbearing, like strict dad? You know what I mean? Can I be more of a friend, more of a more of an Alfred to myself? You know. So these are some of the kind of challenges I'm being faced with, and then that's more like, I guess, kind of spiritual stuff. But then when we get into the physical, you got um, rent payments, um, car car insurance, registration, inspection. That stuff just expired. And for any of y'all out there who are thinking about getting a car, you guys need to know that a car is not a one-time purchase. It was never a one-time purchase. And I'm not talking about car payments, like if you put a down payment and pay the car off. No. I'm talking about insurance that has to get paid every month, just like your phone bill. And then I'm talking about inspection and registration, which has to be paid. Honestly, I'm not sure. Every maybe year, every 2 years. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a subscription, right? It's pay to play. And then of course gas. We didn't even talk about gas, but that's an obvious one. But yeah, it was never a one-time purchase for those of y'all who have not gotten a car yet and y'all thinking about it. So just keep that in mind, because those things, my car was a gift to me. I was gifted the car, and it has by far been the most expensive. It has been the biggest expense in my life up till now, that car. And it's come in the form of insurance, gas, inspection, registration, and then tickets, right? And I feel like when I say tickets, you guys, I think it's natural to look at somebody who says they have a lot of tickets. I think it's natural to look at them like, oh, you're not a good driver, right? You're probably not a good driver. I remember I used to look at people like that before I had a car in New York City, when they'd say like, yeah, I got a bunch of tickets. I'm like, you probably not really driving right. Like, you're not doing something right. But and maybe that is the case. I guess I could drive slower, right? I could drive slower. It seems like the speed limit in New York is just getting slower and slower and slower. But there's red light cameras. There's parking tickets. You accidentally leave your car in a spot without paying for the parking, or you leave it somewhere and you mean to get up in the morning. You miss. You don't get up in time. That's $65. Boom. You go a couple miles over the speed limit. Don't matter if the road is dead empty, nothing like that. Not trying to rant too much, but boom, whatever, speed limit camera, boom. Some of the tickets are just they're just silly. They're just outright silly. They're just outright silly for some of them. But that's New York City. That's New York City. That is New York City. They put you in this very tiny box, and you got to drive your car a very particular way in New York City to avoid paying fines. And I think I read somewhere recently that New York City made $1 billion in camera tickets this year. Either this year or last year, they did $1 billion in camera tickets, just to kind of give you a gauge on kind of how small this box that they put you in, and just kind of how unrealistic it really is for just a average, an average person. The rules are like catered to, like, I don't know, like really old or like really like slow people. Like, that's how at least the speed stuff, at least, it's like the speed cameras make you go painfully slow. But so yeah, these are some of the these are some of the struggles that I'm dealing with, like on a financial level. I had a roommate move out. I told you guys about that, and you know, it's just a lot of new things, a lot of new challenges, as well as a lot of new opportunities, a lot of new, how can I say it, um, kind of, I guess challenges, opportunities, and just kind of space to grow, space to grow, space to overcome. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to be put to the test to just kind of see where we are in life, right? Like when you're in school, you get quizzed, you get tested to see like kind of where you are. If you fail the test, then it's like, okay, go back to the books, right? Study up, you know what I mean? Maybe change your sleep schedule, change your study patterns, your habits, and then get retested, or you pass the test and you move on to the next level, the next test, right? You move on to the next test, and you move on that much smarter and that much more capable of you move on that much more proficient in whatever subject you are studying, if that makes sense. But I just want to get on here and chop it up for you guys, chop it up with you guys. I wanted to get on here for you guys to chop it up with you guys about what's been going on with me. Hope y'all doing good. I read something recently. It said, always be grateful for where you are in life. It can always be, it can always be worse, and and it can always be better too, right? Things can always be better. So it's just like, how do you want to look at it, right? How do you want to look at it? Is the glass half full or half empty? So, yeah, perspective is important. Perspective is important. Y'all, I just found out one of my jobs is not paying me until next month. Yes, next month. So I'm like, just thinking like, man, am I cut out? Am I cut out to am I cut out for this struggle, for the challenges ahead of me? And they say God never, never gives you a challenge that you can't handle. And I really believe that. I really do believe that. So I'm moving forward with grace and with gratefulness, and just looking at the cup, half full. Just looking at the cup half full. I do have opportunities, a lot of opportunities that I've wanted, that I've wanted for a long time. You know what I mean? I'm working 2 dream jobs, not one, but 2 dream jobs. And I have a small business, which I've always wanted to do, and that I've built from the ground up, with my own 2 hands, literally. Built it from the ground up with my own 2 hands. No team, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I get support from a lot of people, friends, family, even some of you guys on the internet. And, it's never a completely solo effort. I'm just saying that I really put in the time, effort, and blood, sweat, and tears. You know, this is this is a bucket hat that I designed for the. It's not a rain hat, by the way. Somebody asked, is it a rain hat? This is more so for like blocking the sun. You know what I mean? You can wear it over your hoodie. Most people wear it under the hoodie, but I like to be different. But yeah, you know, that's my brand that I built from the ground up, literally. And so it would be you know, it would be a shame that I sit here and not be grateful for everything that I do have, and you know, it'd be a shame if I only thought about, you know, what I didn't have. You know what I mean? So, you know, moving forward, just gonna keep working and keep praying, keep meditating, and God willing, man. Again, God only challenges you with what you can handle. You know what I mean? So keep you guys posted, and excuse me, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.